My colleague came in, visibly worried, and I knew instantly what it was about. There was only one thing that could frighten her hair into a bun: more minerals on the loose. She set down the documents in front of me, and I noticed a drip of sweat on her brow, which only meant one thing. Kyanite was up to no good. Kyanite, the infamous nesosilicate. My colleague quickly left, and I knew I had to get down to work. Many had tried to put Kyanite behind bars, but none had yet succeeded. The information was dry, and I knew most of it from when Lenny had told me one night at Phil's bowling alley and barber shop, but maybe there was something overlooked. General physical properties, chemical formula, Al2SiO5, optical properties, biaxial negative, cleavage perfect on one plane, 110, habit, long, tabular crystals or bladed aggregates, luster, vitreous to pearly, color, usually blue, but also colorless, gray or green, opacity, transparent to translucent, hardness 5.5, parallel to crystal 7, perpendicular. I hadn't slept well from working on a different case and was beginning to tire from the information. I had to go to the bathroom several times. Nothing too fishy, though, jumped out about Kyanite, a nesosilicate, an aluminosilicate with isolated SiO4 tetrahedral with fairly equal ionic bonds in all directions. Triclinic space group P bar 1. Blue. Kyanite. Crystals. Chemical analyses, mostly aluminum oxide, also silicon. Long. Tabular. Ice cold. Crystallographic information. Crystal system, triclinic, point group bar 1, space group P bar 1. Kyanite, from kyanos in Greek, meaning blue. Atom, coordinates. Sharpened. Blue. Translucent. Cation coordination number and polyhedral volume. Cleavage. Bar 1. Crystal structure. Venomous, blue, tetrahedra, crystal structure, kyanite, attacking, escaping, multiplying. I woke up in a fright, scared all the way to South Carolina. My dream... Kyanite staring at me like he had already given me the runaround before I had even started giving chase. An ostensibly vindictive stare that cut through me like a steak knife through my mother's delicious coffee cake. It was time to quit the books and hit the street, track down the villainous mineral mastermind. I didn't know where I was going, but I knew that Kyanite had been pulling jobs as a gem in Saint-Gaudens, Switzerland, the Austrian Tyrol, Minas Gerais, Brazil, and Pontivy-en-Morbihan, France. The mineral activity always showed up in high-pressure slums of regional metamorphism of aluminous rocks, the hard part of town. First stop, Bar 1, the local crab shack and salon where some of the triclinics hang out. A place where a mineral detective can get himself into some necessary trouble. I hurried, but when I arrived, there were only common folk. And beer specials. Nobody was there. I started walking home, discouraged, beaten down like a home run ball from Hanky Boy on the San Francisco Express line. I needed to think, and thinking wasn't my strong suit at that moment. What else did I know about Kyanite? I had to dig deep, and then suddenly it hit me. His gang. I needed to question his polymorph gang buddies, silimonite and andalusite. They could be coerced with different pressure and heat, low for andalusite and high temperature for silimonite. I went to the wettest, dirtiest alley I knew and started doing what I did best, detecting. Then I tripped. A kimberlite pipe came out of nowhere and knocked me down. Time was running out, and if I didn't make a break soon, I didn't think I was ever going to make a break. My head hurt, and my lower incisor had been loosened by the blow, but I was getting somewhere. They were fighting back. Kyanite is often associated with kimberlite pipes and eclogites. And then, another revelation. Hardness. 2 distinct hardnesses. I remembered. That was the key. That's what could make my career. I ran fast. I hailed a cab. Back to Bar 1. just in case someone showed up with some information. Still the same beer specials. And no one around. I went back to the alley. This time, for blood. Nothing was going to escape my astute observations and detective capabilities. I remembered that once I chased an eclogite dealer down the same alley. I arrested him, but he got off because I lost the evidence in a poker game. His mineral defense lawyer won in a landslide. I searched high, low, very low, and found what I thought to be some schist or gneiss underneath the garbage facility. I tasted it. It was a mistake. I could hardly see, the taste was so foul. I fell down, cried, embarrassing sobs for all the neighborhood to hear. Then I got up and ran back to Bar 1 for morale this time. The beer specials still hadn't ended. I went back to the alley again, despite my embarrassing encounter with the rat feces. And this time, I remembered yet another clue. Kyanite had served time in commercial deposits in Kenya, India, and right here in the United States, Georgia, and North Carolina. Kyanite was used and abused for spark plugs and other porcelains. That's what made him so tough. But I knew where to find him. Index Mineral, they called him down at Vinny's Bar and Shoe Repair, always bragging about sparking plugs in Atlanta. I knew where he was. I jumped for joy. It was almost over. I just needed to make one stop before going to Vinny's, Bar 1, to pay my tab. There were no longer beer specials, and I spent half my bonus. But it didn't matter. I had finally solved the mystery of Kyanite. Just another Kyanite day of work. It was the best day of my life, and I knew I'd get a promotion.